Tell me if you've heard this one before. You are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Now, it certainly sounds simple, and we can see how it makes sense, but it's also one of the most powerful truths about life because the people around you help to shape your mindset, your habits, and your beliefs. And so it's important that you pick people around you that are going in the same direction that you are. Because let's face it, if you hang around 5 people that smoke crack, you're going to be the sixth one that's smoking crack. For my wife and I, it's important that the people we have around us are free from constant negativity and drama. We've been very blessed to have some amazing friends. Some we see frequently and some we don't see as much anymore. But one thing that they all have in common is that we all share the same characteristics. We all share the same traits. We all share traits of integrity, a growth mindset, a positive outlook on life. And that's what's important whenever you find people that you want to surround yourself with, is you have to find people that share your same values. Today, we're diving into key number 10 to becoming the best version of yourself, surrounding yourself with the right people. Because let's be honest, you can't become the best version of yourself if you're hanging around people who are constantly negative or constantly bringing their drama into your lives. And, you can't become the best version of yourself if you're hanging around people that are smoking crack. So let's talk about why this matters, how to identify the right people, and how to build a circle around you that inspires growth and doesn't smoke crack. The people around you influence your decisions in ways that you probably don't even realize. You need to ask yourself, are your friends or your peers lifting you up, or are they dragging you down? Do they inspire you to dream bigger, or are they comfortable with you right where you're? Your environment and the people around you are either going to expand you or contract you. And contraction is death. Contraction is not growth. And if you're trying to become the best version of yourself, if you're trying to grow into a better human being, then you need people around you that are going to support that growth. And it's in that delineation that determines whether you should have those people around you or not. People that are good for you, they believe in you, they lift you up, and they encourage you to become the best version of yourself. They want to see you succeed. They want to see you win. And they're going to be right there holding your hand, supporting you the entire way. You don't want people around you who are just always gossiping or always talking shit about other people or just always negative or complaining. That is draining to a soul, and you do not want that around you, because the tribe around you should always be holding each other accountable, lifting each other up, and supporting each other in whatever you got going on. And your tribe should always share your same values. Like, one of my favorite things about our friend group is I can trust that they're going to discipline my children the same way that I would discipline them if they see my kids doing something that they shouldn't be doing. And I trust them to do that. You need to be very intentional about who you allow into your inner circle. Because in life, you can never be optimistic enough, ambitious enough, or resilient enough to overcome the pull of negativity or envy or the toxicity from having the wrong people around you. Just because someone has been your friend for a long time doesn't mean that just because of their tenure as your friend that you have to keep them around. Because if y'all are going in two different directions, or you're growing and they're not, they're dead weight. There's no point in keeping them. They were your friend for a season, and now it's time to move on. But it doesn't mean that you need to cut everybody out that's close to you. It just means that you need to be intentional about who you allow to get close to you. And I've been blessed in my life. I've never had to make a decision to disassociate from anyone that I've been close to. All of our friendships have naturally occurred, and we've naturally grown together. We've raised kids together, gone through important life events together. We've supported each other in bad times. We've held space for each other in sad times. And we celebrated wins in the happy times. And that's what it's about. Not one of us ever has to go through this life alone. So again, let me reiterate, the right people in your life, they're going to check these 4 boxes. Number 1, they're going to support your growth. They're the ones who believe in you on the days when you don't believe in yourself. They're the ones that are picking you up on the days when you're down. They're the ones that are going to encourage you when you feel at the bottom. They're the ones that are going to hold you and lift you up and walk with you down that path. Number 2 is they're going to challenge you. They're going to be the ones that push you to level up and not stay the same. They're the ones that are going to tell you, forget what anybody else thinks. I got you. You should do this. And I'm going to support you in whatever you do. Don't worry about what anybody else says. Next is they're going to share your values. They're going to share your vision for what matters most in life. Integrity, authenticity, ambition, kindness, and they're going to bring positive energy. The right people in your life are going to lift your spirits instead of draining you. And you can always tell if you have the right people in your life by how you feel when you have a conversation with them and then leave them. Are you energetic? Are you happy whenever y'all finish that conversation? Or do you feel drained? Because we're all familiar with both of those, right? We're all familiar with having a conversation with someone, and then by the time we leave, we just feel like we just ran a marathon or something, like we are exhausted. Those people don't belong in your circle. And you may be asking yourself, well, how do I find these people? Well, the short answer is simple. You have to become that type of person. You have to become the positive person, the uplifting person, the encouraging person. You have to become the person that holds space for other people. You have to become the person who isn't just smothering people or trying to force something. You have to become the person that you're trying to attract. If you're negative or simple-minded or gossipy, you're not going to attract the right types of people into your life. You aren't going to attract a close-knit tribe of winners. You're going to attract exactly what you are. So if you continue to find yourself surrounded by the wrong people, ask yourself, are you being the right person that's going to attract the type of people that you want in your life? Another thing, and this is in addition to being the type of person that I want to actually have in my circle, is I took my handy dandy goals notebook and wrote down what type of friends I wanted to have. This was years ago. I wrote down in this notebook the type of relationships I wanted to have, the type of friends that I wanted to have, the type of community I wanted to have around me. I wrote it all down. I wrote down I wanted us to share the same values and beliefs. I wrote down I wanted us to all have an optimistic mindset. I wrote down, that I wanted us all to love and support each other, hold each other accountable. And the first group of friends I met through my wife. We have kids the same age, we vacation together, we do life together, and we share the same values and moral, and we support each other through life's challenges. The second group of friends, I met them walking down the road in the neighborhood a few years back. And the same thing, we share the same beliefs and values, we vacation together, we do life together, and we support each other through life's challenges. And the other thing is you have to be happy for your friends. You can't be envious or jealous. You have to be just as happy for them when they win as though you were the one that were winning. Like, you have to. That's one of the main requirements of having a close-knit group. You have to celebrate their wins just as much as they are celebrating their wins. You got to be happy for them. You got to cheer them on. You got to clap for them. That jealousy and envy shit, that is not going to work. And if you have any of that in you, you're not the type of person that's going to attract a good, positive, good group of people to you. And also, if you want to attract these types of relationships into your life, you have to stop trying to force them. My wife and I hear so often of people wanting to inject themselves in our friend groups. And it just doesn't work that way. Like, these things have to flow naturally. They have to come together naturally. No amount of force is going to make it happen. No amount of desire is going to make it happen without first becoming the type of person that fits into that friend group first. You're going to have to let it flow naturally, because whenever you try to force something, you're going to naturally repel it. So the thing that you want most, you're actually pushing it away. Desperation is felt from a mile away, and no one wants to be around desperate people. And I can tell you from experience that most people who have close-knit groups, they protect them. They don't just let anybody into the group. They don't just invite anyone over. They don't just introduce anyone to their close friends. Because these types of things are, in my opinion, these friend groups are sacred. And again, you have to become someone that shares the same values, the same integrity, the same optimism and outlook on life before you will ever attract those type of people into your life. So here's my challenge to you. Reflect on your inner circle. Do you have one? Do you want one? If you have one, do they support you or do they hold you back? Are they always coming to you just complaining? It's like every time you talk to them, they're complaining about how life sucks. If that's the case, you got to get rid of them. Do they celebrate your wins? If you win, are they congratulating you and clapping for you and legitimately happy for you? Because you can tell when someone's legitimately happy for you. Or are they jealous and envious? Because if that's the case, They got to go. And what about you? Are you a jealous and envious person when you see your friends winning? Because if so, you need to change that immediately, or you're always going to be the jealous and envious person that can never celebrate somebody else when they win. And nobody wants to be around that shit. Nobody wants to be around someone who's always jealous or always gossiping or always negative. Nobody wants to be around that. So if you are that person, I suggest you figure out how to change it. Key number 10 to becoming the best version of yourself is all about surrounding yourself with the right people. But you can't do that if you're not the right person. People just want to be around you. So make sure that you grow into that person before you go out and seek people that will support you. You got to remember, the people around you shape who you are. You're the architect of your circle. So build one that supports your dreams. And don't smoke crack. So that's it. That's all I got. If you got any value out of this, you know what to do. If you didn't, sorry. Next video will be the last one, the last key to becoming the best version of yourself, being patient, and trusting the process. Hope you have a great day. We'll see you on the next one.